Hello. How are you guys tonight? It's Keto Kouch. It's Sunday. So, I put a thing up there, you guys, and asked if what you wanted to know or help me get some ideas. And Teresa was the only one that gave me some ideas. So I was going to do a Q&A where you could ask questions and I would answer those, which we can still do that at the end of this if you guys want that. But what I decided to do was I just took Teresa's lead about talking about the scale and why it lies. And so I just did a little bit of research and a lot of the stuff. Hi, Sandra. I already knew, but I did do a little more research, and I'm going to talk to you a little bit. And this isn't really, hi, Megan, about what can cause a stall. This is more about why the scale isn't telling you what you think it should, okay? So let's start with everyone tell me if they got their text so that I know that the texting line is working. If you didn't get a text or you want to get a text, let me know and I will give you the link to do that. And also to share this out because this is gonna be packed full of great ideas, and also explaining a little bit about the scale versus other ways we can track our progress, okay? So if you're doing low carb, keto, whichever, or share it to your page, or you know someone that's doing it, share it to them. You didn't get a text, okay? I will send you the link and you can sign up for that, okay? Super easy, it'll come on your regular phone, it'll tell you that, and I usually write how many minutes, so I'll be live in 15 minutes or 30 minutes. This time it was 30 minutes because I had another phone call to make, so it took me a few minutes to get on. So anyway, so let's start with why the scale is not important and why we shouldn't be worried about it. There's lots of different reasons. I try not to get on it at all, but there is, hi Bonnie, you're live, yay. There is reasons why it doesn't work. And so one of the things that happens is that your fat cells are really resistant and they don't want to give up their space. So what happens is as you start to change your way of eating, so let's say you decide to go low carb or you decide to go keto and you start cutting out carbs and you start doing more moderate proteins and higher fats if you're keto or just normal fats if you're just low carb, your fat cells realize that, but they don't want to give up their space. So what they do is they fill with water. And so you will be losing lots of fat. But because of those fat cells not wanting to give in, they fill with water, so your scale will not change. If anything, it could even actually go up. So that's why it's not an important thing to even track on the scale. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't get on the scale, because you should originally, but getting on the scale every day, how many of you out there get on the scale every day? And I'm going to tell you, I used to be super guilty of this. Every morning I'd get on the scale and it made me crazy. So I don't even know the last time I've been on the scale. I just don't do it anymore because it was such a bad habit for me. But not only that, it was just destructive to my whole purpose of this lifestyle and changing what I was doing and all of that. That was very destructive to that. So I stopped. And at one point, the scale wasn't even in the house. It was in the trunk of Ryan's car because I couldn't do it. So definitely, when you first start, of course, you want to track it. But getting on it even weekly isn't a good idea. And in my research, they say it can take weeks, even a month, for the scale to go down. So just don't do it, you guys. Just don't do it. So you could weigh the same, you could even gain a little bit. And then what happens, it's called the whoosh. And all of a sudden, those cells give up and they realize that you're not going to give it fat. So they release that water. And that's when you're going to notice it a little bit more. But that could take a lot of time. So what you just want to do is be patient and continue moving forward and trusting in the process. And so what happens, unfortunately, is a lot of people give up. They get on the scale. Hi, Cheryl. And they watch that scale and then they are like, well, this isn't working, so I'm just going to quit. Nope, I'm not going to do it. And so that's, unfortunately, a lot of people do that. And that's because you're tracking the scale instead of the other things. And that's what I'm going to hit on now. And what I recommend is trying to notice it in your clothes and in your pictures. So I always recommend anyone that asks me how to get started, I always recommend measurements, very first thing, taking pictures, using a picture or clothing in those pictures that is something that maybe is form-fitting so you can really see, or something that you really want to fit. So I have a certain sweater maybe, or a sweatshirt, or a tank top or whatever, and it fits me a certain way and I don't really like how it fits. So that's what I'm going to take my picture in, because then in a week or 2 weeks or a month or, whatever it is, when I take the picture again and I put them side by side, and there's lots of wonderful apps out there that now you can put pictures next to each other and you can see the difference. That's what I want to have, that exact same outfit on in the same position and all of that, and you're going to see it immediately. Just face pictures even, you'll see the difference where everything is starting to just, all the inflammation is going away and all of the, just that puffiness. That's the biggest thing that and I'm going to show you guys a picture here in a few minutes. That's the biggest thing that I noticed was the puffiness, and just all of that inflammation just kind of went away. And then I started to, it almost looks, I don't want to say sunken in a bad way, but it just taking form, and you can see your bones and like these collarbones and, your cheekbones and everything just kind of, my eyes are brighter and bigger, and where they all were kind of puffy and small before. So it's definitely takes a whole new form. And so that's where you want to pay more attention. And you want to maybe take more, what am I trying to say? Just more look at the progress of other things than just the weight or just the pictures. What about how you're sleeping and your clearer skin and the fact that you're less inflammation? Your blood pressure went down, your blood sugar got more level, all these other wonderful things that are going to happen. That's the progress that you want to be tracking, not just the weight part of it, because there's so many great benefits to low carb, keto, whichever one you're doing. That lifestyle is so much more than just the fact that you're losing weight. Now that's a wonderful benefit, and if that's the reason you're doing it, then great, But I always want to point out all those different things and not just the weight loss, because there's success in all of that, because eventually your body will get accustomed to it and you will have the whoosh, and you will start to come into the correct form that you're supposed to be in. Okay, so let me look at my notes real quick. So if you're a real active person, that's another way you can track. So let's say that you work out, or you run, or you lift weights, or whatever it is that you're active in. Just push that a little bit farther every day, and you'll see, hi Gail, that you're progressing in that way too. So not only are you progressing in all these wonderful ways of clothing and sleep and all of that, but also your activities are getting more and more and more, right? So celebrating the non-scaled successes as well. And you don't get to celebrate with cookies or cake like we used to celebrate, unless you make them keto, of course. But you get to celebrate all that little stuff. So let's say that you walked an extra mile, or you were able to get, like one of my biggest celebrations when I first started this was being able to get out of bed and walk to the bathroom and my feet didn't hurt. You know, that was wonderful. And my asthma got better and all these wonderful things and I could sleep through the night and all those wonderful things that weren't the case when I was eating a very high carb diet, definitely. Let's see what else I got on here. So there, you know, some of the other things that people don't think about, if you're not getting enough hydration, if you're not sleeping well, if you're, for women, especially the time of the month, those are all other reasons that the scale won't move. So that's another great reason just to never get on it. You know, I'm not saying at the first, of course, get on it, but after that, very, very few and far between, because there is so many factors that will make it not move. And so I don't want anyone to get discouraged and quit this wonderful lifestyle because you got on the scale, right? So let me show you my picture that is the most rewarding, I think. So this right here is before keto, but I had I did HCG in this picture right here, and I was thrilled. And so you guys can see that I had lost 25 pounds in that picture, but as you can see, look at how puffy my face was. Okay, so this one is after keto. Can you guys see that? Look at my face in that one, and that is 27 pounds. So there's only 2 pounds difference in those two pictures. Can you guys believe that? Isn't that crazy? So that right there is reasons why you don't get on the scale. Right there. I mean, there's only 2 pounds difference. I felt totally different. I was thrilled with the 25 pounds. But the difference in how I felt and how I looked with the 27 pounds is crazy. And it's only 2 pounds. So that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I just kind of wanted to just go over why you don't want to pay attention to the scale and why you should pay attention to all the other things. So does anybody have any questions, or can I answer anything, or what do you guys got? Anything? Anybody? All right, I'm going to let you go then, and I'm going to go make some dinner and enjoy the rest of my Sunday. So I appreciate you guys taking the time. Anybody who wants to get a text from me so you know when I'm going to go live, I'm either cooking or we're talking about something to do with, I do a lot of motivational talking. I do a lot of this kind of talking. So the text will be in regards to all of that. Or if you want to just know, what's going on, follow me. And I will, anybody who has any questions that they want to put in my inbox, I would be more than happy to do that. Is fasting the way to go? I believe in fasting, especially, so we do a fast for like 60 hours, but I also believe in just fasting every day. I think it really helps. It resets your metabolism, all of that. So yes, fasting is great. And it can be as little as 12 hours. If you stop eating at 7 at night and you don't eat again until 7 in the morning, that's great. But if you can go longer than that, 16, 18, you're really going to see some benefits all over health, not just weight loss, but it will jumpstart any weight loss that you're wanting. But it also will, there's just so many great benefits to fasting. And I did a live on fasting, intermittent fasting before, but I'd be more than happy to do it again. I need your live comments and skills. Oh, yeah, it just takes a little bit of time. Just be consistent and just start small. My first lives were real short. And then now, now I love to do them. I can't wait to do them, actually. So how long, monthly, or when you stall? I think monthly. I do it daily. I try to fast every day, but monthly for sure, and get all that sludge and you'll feel brand new. Definitely. I can give you some more information on that too. Hi, Donna. So if you guys would, I would appreciate you sharing the video. Any keto groups you're in or low carb groups you're in, or to your personal page, so we can get the word out there of how amazing it is and how we can definitely change the world this way, you guys, for sure. All right, my doctor told me not to fast because it puts your body into starvation mode. No, it takes so long to get into starvation mode. Truly, you couldn't. No. Save everything, the good and the bad, and what are your thoughts on that? I don't believe it takes months to get into starvation mode. And so your body will tell you when you get into starvation mode. I read when I did my live on intermittent fasting, I did a lot of research, and one of the things that I found, which it was super interesting to me, is so that grumbling of our stomach is your habit. It's your brain's way of sticking to the habit. So if you every day eat, and you can pay attention to this and you'll even prove it. So every day you eat at 8 o'clock. And so I have this habit at work. I have bacon. And so, hi Teresa, this is your topic, girl. So every day my brain knows that this is the time, and my stomach starts to growl, right? So it isn't about that you're really hungry. It's about your habit and your brain telling your stomach on and on and on. So the true starvation is a feeling in the back of your throat that your body needs nutrients and it needs to be fed. And so at this point, if you were to eat, when you get that starvation feeling in your throat, you get this euphoric, how do I say that word? Euphoric. Go all through your body, and all of a sudden it is changes that dynamic of how you look at food. It's more out of necessity and out of pleasure than out of just habit. So it was super interesting when I read that, and I started to pay attention to when I was hungry, when it really wasn't. I wasn't hungry. I was just in the habit. So if you have a big glass of water at that time, have some black coffee, whatever it is, because black coffee doesn't break a fast, it'll just go away, because it's really just the habit. And it goes to anything, thank you, Teresa. Smoking, all these bad habits that we have, sugar, all of that, it's really just the habits, right? So definitely I don't believe in what your doctor said as far as if you were just to fast for 12 hours, you're not going to go into starvation. You're talking weeks before you will actually be into that starvation mode, okay? Look at the people on Survivor. I love that show. They don't starve. All right. Is there anything else? If you drink water when that happens, will it be satisfying? Yeah. Of course your brain's not going to be super happy. It wants food. But will it stop the growling and all of that? Yeah, you can trick your brain into thinking that you ate by filling it up with water. Definitely. Anything else, you guys? All right. Thank you so much. Don't forget to follow me. Press C first and you will see me when I go live. Sign up for the text and share the video. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Bye, you guys. Thanks.